can you say a little bit about what I'm seeing as the paradox of how we heal beliefs in collective socialization? Like, it seems like punish those men that are doing that harm. And maybe that's actually not where it's coming from, or maybe that's not the answer. What would you say to that?
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there, Stacy. One of the things that we unfortunately do with boys, and nothing here that we're talking about is an exact science, but far too often it's true. We teach boys very early on to shut down their feelings and emotions, right?
Mm-hmm.
By the age of between 3 and 5, we're already leaning into boys with don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, be a man, be tough, be
Mm-hmm.
strong, be aggressive, be dominating, show no emotion, be in control. All these messages boys are getting very, very early on in life. And we're really is an exercise in defining manhood, masculinity, by distancing ourselves from what we perceive to be the experience of women and girls. So if women and girls can share their feelings and emotions, boys are taught that they can. If women and girls can ask for help, boys are being taught that asking for help is a sign of weakness. And this is, you know, being translated to us in 101 different ways, unfortunately. We're being taught that women are of less value, women are the property of men, women are objects, particularly sexual objects. All this teaching is happening to us as boys later to become men. And this issue around emotional wellness, being taught to shut down our feelings and emotions at such an early age. We grow up to be men with limited emotional intelligence. We really don't know who we are far too often, emotionally speaking. And it's catastrophic for us when you allow yourself to really think about it. When you couple limited emotional intelligence with the inability to ask for help, you can see the mental health challenges that it's creating for men. We know
Mm-hmm.
that approximately 6 million men go undiagnosed annually for depression and anxiety. We know men complete suicide 4 times at the rate of women. We know that women live 5, 7, 8 years longer than men on average. This inability to ask for help, well, it's a choice, but it's so ingrained with us, it's almost as if it's an inability to ask for help. We know that men who are partnered uh, are healthier than men who are not. And it has very little to do with the man. It's more about that partner that's continually encouraging him to take care of his mental health, to take care of his physical health. We know they say 40% of men will go into a doctor's office
Mm-hmm.
to address a particular issue and will tell the doctor about everything except for that nagging pain that's been in his side for weeks and leave the doctor's office not having told him about that particular thing. So, what is it in our psyche as
Mm-hmm.
men, that asking for help and being fully vulnerable
Mm-hmm.
is such a huge risk for us. So and it starts out when we're little boys, where we're shutting down feelings and emotions and shutting down our ability to be vulnerable and asking for help, teaching us very early on, to define manhood by distancing ourselves from the experience of women and girls. And
Mm-hmm.
in essence, when we're distancing ourselves from the experience of women and girls, we're actually distancing ourselves from our own humanity. This starts off very, very early on, and then it has a huge impact as we go through the journey of life.